Welcome back to Wonder School Storytime. I'm Miss Val, and today is Thursday. It is our last day of preschool week. Sad. But I will be doing a special story time next Monday. I will be featuring all bedtime stories. I wouldn't normally read a bedtime story in the morning at preschool, but things are a little different right now and we get to do story time at home. So I thought it would be fun to read stories we normally save for nighttime. And if your mom or dad is okay with it, you can even come in your pajamas. But if they say no, that's okay too. You can just bring your favorite blanket and a pillow and maybe even a special stuffed animal if you have one. I might even wear my pajamas, and I might even feature a special guest or two, and I think you know who I mean. Hopefully they cooperate. So that's going to be this next Monday for our story time online at 11 a.m. For today, we are going to be finishing our Mabel and Sam at Home, and for their third adventure, they will be going into outer space. I will also be reading a Mo Willems book called Hooray for Amanda and Her Alligator. And Amanda is a very imaginative girl, and she has lots of surprises for her friend Alligator. After that, I will be reading If You Had a Jetpack, and we are going to imagine what it would be like to go into outer space with that jetpack. So I thought it would be fitting to sing the song Zoom, 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 We're Going to the Moon, the song that we learned earlier this week. Today I made finger puppets to go with that song. And if you want to make these finger puppets, I am posting the link for the printable on the Wonder School Facebook page. Finger puppets are fun and they are a little tricky. Even I had a hard time separating my fingers for the song to do the motions, but that's okay because even just trying to do the motions helps coordination and strength. Are you ready? We'll sing it twice. There we go. It's kind of like putting on fake nails. Oh, here we go. The last ones are really hard. I have to make sure I get my numbers in the correct order. 2. So this is good to build number sense as well. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Okay. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, 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 we're going to the moon. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Did you get it? Okay, on to our first book. Mabel and Sam at Home, One Brave Journey in 3 Adventures. So for their first adventure, do you guys remember what happened? They used this box. This is Mabel and Sam, and they used this box to imagine that they are on a ship and they are on the high seas. And Mabel is the captain and her little brother Sam is the first mate. And Mabel gives him instructions to do. And their little dog comes along with them. The seas are full of danger. There's a pirate ship up there. And they continue to use their imagination. And they come upon an island, but they don't go on the island. Finally, things become very calm on the seas. And that is when Sam smells something. He smells pizza. And so they stop their imagining for a while. And they go eat pizza with their dad and their mom and the movers. And then on the second day, we imagined with Mabel. Mabel is my dog's name. Mabel. And she is pretending that they are at a museum and she is the tour guide. And Sam is a visitor. And she shows artifacts. She points them out, and they are things in their house. And there is the peanut butter and chocolate chip sandwich. This is the famous table where it was invented. And it looks delicious. She talks about the Mississippi wishing rabbit. And then Sam gets an idea and he finds an artifact himself. And it is the ancient frosted pitty pat of calamari. And he tastes the goodness. And for their third adventure today, they are going in space. After supper, Mabel and Sam were astronauts. "Blast off," said astronaut Sam. "Oh, we blasted off a long time ago," said astronaut Mabel. "We are already in space, and I am already driving." "Oh," said astronaut Sam. "Blast on, then." Astronaut Mabel blasted on. Astronaut Mabel sent astronaut Sam on a spacewalk. "Whoa," said astronaut Sam. "Meteors!" "I've got you covered," said astronaut Mabel. "I've got me covered too," said astronaut Sam. They were Mabel's covers, and they were red. Sam's covers were blue. At the before house, they were each on a different bed in the same room. Now Sam's covers were on a different bed in a different room, way, way down the hall. Astronaut Mabel pulled Astronaut Sam back inside the ship. "Did you see anything out there?" she asked. "I saw lots of things out there," said Astronaut Sam. "Out there is where everything is." "Where are we going now?" asked Astronaut Sam. "We are going to the planet Perfecto," said Astronaut Mabel. "Why?" asked Astronaut Sam. "Because we are bold," said Astronaut Mabel. "That is true," said Astronaut Sam. "But weren't we bold before?" "We were bold, but not space bold. Space bold is bigger because space is bigger." "Oh," said Astronaut Sam. "Also, our old planet was getting crowded," said Astronaut Mabel. "We needed space to explore. We needed space to think." Astronaut Sam did not know you needed space to think. "I think in my head," he said. "There is plenty of space in there." Astronaut Mabel and Astronaut Sam zipped through space. They dodged asteroids and chased comets. For a while, their rocket made a zooming sound as they drove. Can you guys make a zooming sound? Zoom. And then, eventually, it didn't. Zoom. Night snuck up on space. It got darker and darker. Space got bigger. Maybe there is too much space in space," said Astronaut Sam. What do you guys think? It's pretty dark, isn't it? Finally, Mom plugged in the moon. Is that a moon? Oh, there was just enough light to make a landing. "Is this the planet Perfecto?" asked Sam. Astronaut Mabel looked around. The new planet was surprisingly homey. "Could be," she said. "We need to do some more exploring to be sure." "We need to do some exploring to be sure." "Time for bed, bold astronauts," said Dad. Astronaut Sam climbed out of Mabel's rocket. He looked way, way down the hallway. This says Mabel's room and art studio. "Aroo!" "Did you hear that?" asked Sam. "I think it is an alien," said Astronaut Mabel. "I think Mr. Woofy needs to go outside," said Dad. "Maybe Sam should stay near the rocket tonight," said Astronaut Mabel, "just in case." "Maybe all of us should stay near the rocket tonight," said Sam. "You could sleep in the ship," said Astronaut Mabel. "Just for tonight?" said the astronaut parents. "Just for tonight," said Mabel and Sam. "We will sleep under the stars," said Astronaut Sam. Astronaut Mom let Mr. Woofy outside and back inside. Astronaut Dad found Sam's blue covers and tucked his space children in snug under the stars. How many stars are there? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The new planet was cozy and mostly quiet. Mr. Woofy paced. "He is exploring," said Astronaut Mabel. "He can't find his rug," said Astronaut Sam. Astronaut Mabel whistled. "Come here, bold space dog," she said. Mr. Woofy click-clacked into base and onto Astronaut Mabel's covers. "He can explore tomorrow," said Astronaut Sam, as the bold space dog squeezed between them. "Tomorrow," said Mabel, "we will all explore and be bold. Tomorrow we will be even bolder than we are today." Sam said nothing. He was asleep. And then so was Mabel. Hooray for Amanda and her alligator. Words and Pictures by Mo Willems. Six and a half surprising stories about two surprising friends. This says table of contents, and this is actually a chapter book with really short chapters. There are 6 chapters and there's a 2.5 an extra surprise. 1. A surprising surprise. Amanda was at the library getting her books for the week. Her alligator was not. He was waiting for Amanda to get back. I do not like it when Amanda is gone, thought Alligator. I am no good at waiting. He paced around the room. He fiddled with his tail. When Amanda comes home, we will have fun, thought Alligator. Maybe she will have a surprise for me. Alligator smiled. Finally, Amanda came back to her room. Do you have a surprise for me? Asked Alligator. Do you want a surprise? Asked Amanda. He did. Boo! Yelled Amanda. Eek! Yelled Alligator. You always bring home the most interesting surprises, said Alligator. 2. An unsurprising surprise. Amanda was reading her new library book, How to Raise a Tiger, when her alligator snuck into the room. He giggled. I have a surprise for you, said Alligator. Would you like it? He giggled some more. Is it you yelling boo? Asked Amanda. Said Alligator. Not anymore. You'd better put on your old thinking cap if you want to surprise me, Amanda said as her alligator left the room. Do you see his expression? He looks a little frustrated. And that is just what Alligator did. What do you guys think of his old thinking cap? Do you like it? It's pretty fancy. 2.5 an extra surprise. Alligator still had a perfectly good unused bow and no one to give it to. So he gave it to himself. Boo! Eek! He surprised himself. He's pretty good at surprises, I guess. 3. A surprising tickle. Oh, look, his old thinking cap is lighting up now. I think it might mean he's excited about something. Amanda was reading her new library book, Whale Songs for Beginners, when her alligator came into the room. He was wearing his old thinking cap. Something tickles, said Alligator. What tickles? Asked Amanda. I do, yelled Alligator. And he did. Good old thinking cap. Oh, he's so cute when he tickles her. Number 4, a surprising value. Oh, he's got something on his tail. Amanda was reading her new library book, climbing things for fun and profit, when her alligator came into the room. He was not wearing his thinking cap when he said, "Something tickles." "That was a funny joke," said Amanda, "but I'm not going to fall for it again." "No, really," said Alligator. When friends say no, really, they mean it. Amanda helped her alligator find what tickled. Something was attached to his tail. "It's a price tag," said Amanda. Read it," said Alligator. "I've always wanted to know how much I am worth." Amanda read the tag. "It says 7 cents. How do you think Alligator feels? 7 cents, gasped Alligator. "Why am I only worth 7 cents? Amanda did not say anything. "Tell the truth," said Alligator. When friends ask you to tell the truth, you tell the truth. "You were in the sale bucket," said Amanda. "Oh, I was in the sale bucket?" said Alligator. "Why was I in the sale bucket?" Amanda told her alligator the truth. "No one wanted to buy you," she said. "I am afraid to ask, but I must know," said Alligator. "Why did no one want to buy me?" Amanda told her alligator, "No one wanted to buy you because they knew you were meant to be my best friend." After that, Alligator felt better, and that's the truth. Number 5, a surprising solution. Rumble. Amanda was reading her new library book, You Can Make It Yourself, Jetpacks, when she noticed her alligator chewing on her head. "Stop that," said Amanda. "I'm bored," replied Alligator. Do you ever get bored? Yeah, I think it happens to all of us from time to time. It's good to get bored, though. "I always say, books beat boredom," said Amanda wisely. Alligator decided to give it a try. He went to the bookshelf. He looked at the books. He picked out a book. "Well, what do you know?" thought Alligator. "Books do beat boredom." But Amanda's head tastes better. Oh, what is he doing eating the book? 6. A surprising discovery. Amanda was at the zoo with her grandpa. Her alligator was not. He was waiting for Amanda to get back. "I do not like it when Amanda is gone," thought Alligator again. "I am no good at waiting." He paced around the room again. He fiddled with his tail again. He tried to eat another book, but his heart was not in it. "When Amanda comes home, we will have fun," thought Alligator. "We will sing silly songs. We will dress up. We will make discoveries. Maybe Amanda will have another surprise for me." Alligator smiled. "Surprise!" yelled Amanda, swinging open the door. "Look what Grandpa got for me at the zoo!" Uh-oh. How do you think Alligator feels now? Maybe a little jealous? Maybe this was not a surprise that he was expecting. It is truly a surprise. It was a panda. The panda was huge. The panda was fluffy. The panda did not look like it came from the sale bucket. Alligator did not like Amanda's surprise. "Nice to meet you," said the panda. "Whatever," replied Alligator. He's being kind of rude. Oh, cried Amanda, I have to go. Grandpa is taking me to dinner. Amanda skipped out of the room. The panda looked around the room. What do we do now? She asked. We wait, replied Alligator. Alligator and the panda waited. After a very short wait, the panda suddenly barked. I am no good at waiting. I am better at singing silly songs or dressing up or making discoveries. Alligator looked at Panda. That evening, Alligator sang a silly song. That evening, Panda dressed up. Panda has a lot of dress-up clothes on right now. She has a crown and a pirate hook, a tutu, a cape, and cowboy boots. We have a dress-up bin at preschool, don't we? And sometimes the tutus get stuck because they're a little too small, right? That evening, Alligator made a discovery. He had a new friend. Ha 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 ha! Hee hee hee! The end. They are all dancing on this page. If you had a jetpack. If you found yourself bored with nothing to do, you could build your own jetpack. Putting it together might be tricky, but since you're clever, you'd figure it out. Eventually. While learning how to fly, your little brother would see you and get jealous. So you'd have to build him a jetpack too. And teach him how to use it patiently. Once you both got the hang of it, you'd want to show your jetpacks to all your friends at school. You could demonstrate how it works during show and share time. Cruise through the cafeteria line at lunch and play turbo tag at recess, cautiously. After soaring around school all day, you might get called down to the office. The principal would explain that his car has a flat tire and ask you for a ride home, politely. Your mom would be so proud of you for helping the principal that she'd be in an extra good mood. You'd decide it was the perfect time to ask if you could fly south to visit your Nana. Naturally, your little brother would beg to come along. Please take me, persistently. Your mom would agree, but not before making you both pinky promise to be careful. And wear your helmets and call when you get there. But after that, you'd be cleared for takeoff immediately. Whoosh. Can you guys make a rocket sound? Whoosh. After seeing you fly into her yard, Nana would probably ask to borrow your jetpack. Convincing her to give it back would be difficult. So you might have to insist firmly. You could thank Nana for returning your jetpack by helping her with a few errands. You'd shop for her groceries and take her pet for a walk. Oh, really? Do goldfish need to take walks? Maybe not. And pick up her new golf clubs. While delivering Nana's dry cleaning, you might be reminded that you've always wanted to visit the astronauts in space. So you'd say goodbye to Nana and your little brother and prepare for departure boldly. When you arrived at the space station, the astronauts will be so blown away by your clever homemade jetpack that they'd invite you to hang out for a while. Of course, if they needed help with a slight spaceship repair, you would volunteer bravely. The astronauts would be so impressed that they'd call the president to let her know. The president would want to honor your service with a special medal. The award ceremony would be all over the news. There would be photographs to take, interviews to give, and autographs to sign modestly. After all that attention, you might need a little break. So you'd fly away to relax on the sandy beach of a deserted planet. Or perhaps you'd head someplace where you'd blend in with the crowd. Unexpectedly. Either way, you would start to miss your family, so you'd take one last flight around the galaxy and blast back home. As you come in for a landing, your overworked jetpack might malfunction dramatically. Luckily, your mom would be so happy to see her favorite jetpacker that she wouldn't scold you for making such a big mess. But she would want you to go back to Nana's house to pick up your little brother. And since your jetpack needs repairs, you'd have to take a boring car ride to get there. Of course, you're never bored for very long. After all, a clever person like you can do anything. What did they turn the car into? They turned it into a plane, and they have a lot of friends riding along with them, don't they? Thank you guys for joining me on this last story time of the week. It's been fun doing story time a little differently, and I hope that you will join me on Monday next week in your pajamas, maybe? I hope you guys had fun today pretending to go to outer space, and I hope that you do some extra pretending over the weekend. Hopefully your parents found a box for you. I wonder what kind of things you could imagine that box to be. Have a great rest of the day and enjoy your weekend.